So good day everyone. So the next topic is job analysis. So job analysis is the process of gathering and organizing detailed information about various jobs within the organization so that managers can better understand the processes through which the jobs are performed most effectively. So job analysis, from the word nga analysis, so gina-analyze ang job. So job analysis is the process of studying the job. So gina-studyhan ang job and then gina-identify and gina-acquire ang information about various jobs within an organization, and then also write down ang what the job involves. So you can think of job analysis as a blueprint of a job. So ang job analysis, it helps managers to understand how the job works. So how the job is done. So unsay ginabuhat sa job, and also kung unsang mga knowledge, skills and abilities nga needed sa job, and also to understand how the job will contribute to the organization, or how it will fit to the bigger picture of the organization. And then job analysis is also very important, very helpful sa HR, because halos tanan HR activities like hiring, training, kanang pag-evaluate and even compensation is ga-depend sa information that is provided by job analysis. So, this is the job analysis and other human resource functions. So, it includes HR planning and basic line management functions. So, job analysis also relates to other HRM process that includes selection process, performance appraisal, training and development, and then compensation. So, why do we need job analysis? So, first, importante ang job analysis sa selection process. So, if ang company or an organization wants to hire someone, so they need to make sure nga that person is the right person for the job. So, how will they know nga that person is the right person for the job? So that is where job analysis comes in. So ang job analysis, di ba, it provides all the information of the job. So it provides all the details like the knowledge, skills and abilities, and then also the kanang experience nga required sa job. So if that person is perfectly qualified or has all the requirements nga needed, so that means that person is the right person for the job. So, ang job analysis, it helps managers hire or choose the right person in a fair way. So, for example, if someone nga with a person with a disability, or to be specific, like, for example, someone nga that uses a wheelchair, nga nag-apply siya sa job, and then the manager assumes that that person is not capable just because nga naka-wheelchair siya, even though nga that person is perfectly qualified if you really look sa ang yung resume. So, kanang that is called discrimination. So, job analysis shows the truly important tasks that is done in the job, so that applicants are judged based on their real abilities rather than on mere assumptions. So, job analysis is the foundation of hiring. So, it tells the managers exactly kung unsa gid ang gikinahanglan sa job. Next is the performance appraisal. So again, diba, job analysis provides all the information, like including tanan gid, so kanang unsay ginabuhat sa job, how the job is done. So job analysis is very important kay kanang, for example, if you were a teacher, so saan mo pag-grade sa homework sa inyong students if wala ka kabalo kung unsang homework, diba? So same thing gyapon sa kanang office job. So if ang manager wala siya kabalo kung unsa ang job, saan niya pag-evaluate sa performance sa employee, diba? So dapat kabalo ang manager kung unsa ang job before siya mag-judge sa performance sa employees. So this is why importante gid kay job analysis, because it is what provides the information. So that's why pod nga ang job analysis, it always comes first. So next is the training and development. So again, diba, job analysis provides all the information. So through job analysis, may bal-an nimo kung unsa ang diyan mo makita kung unsa ang kulang or kung unsa ang wala, and also kung unsa ang kung unsa ang wala nga skills, o kung unsa ang kanang angay pa nga i-develop sa imong mga employees or workers. So if ang workers and employees nimo is kanang they don't have some of the skills that is needed yet, so may bala nimo kung unsa ang training nga angay nimo ihatag sa ila, and also kung unsa ang angay pa nga i-develop. So for example, if ang imong cashiers kay mag-struggle sila sa paggamit sa inyong kanang new computer register, so ang company mag-provide sila og training, or kanang i-train nila ang ilang cashier sa pag operate sa katong new cash registers, because sa naka-statement sa kanang nakabutang man sa job analysis nga knowing how to operate the computer registers is a very important part sa job, and also makatabang pod siya sa employee so that they will learn and improve themselves para pod nga they can do better and they can give their best performance. So next is the compensation. So job analysis helps managers to decide fair pay because again, di ba, job analysis provides all the details sa kanang mga tasks, sa ilang skills, sa ilang responsibilities sa ilang job. So that is called job evaluation. So ang idea is that kanang the more nga mas daghan ang imong work, the more nga mas lisod ang imong trabaho, the more nga mas kanang higher ang imong responsibility, the higher po ang imong compensation or pay. So for example, if i-compare nimo si cashier and manager, makita nimo sa job analysis nga mas higher ang responsibility ni manager kaysa ni cashier. So that explains why the manager's compensation is higher. So next is the basic line management functions. So ang job analysis dili lang siya importante para sa HR pero para pud sa line managers. So kaning line managers munis lang kanang ga supervise directly. So job analysis helps the line managers to understand how the job is done and also para mag-guide sila sa pag-check sa kanang performance sa employees. And also para po sa HR, job analysis helps them to identify kung unsang mga specific job nga naa karon sa company or organization o unsang mga jobs nga the organization is using now and also kung unsa ang mga jobs nga kinahanglanon nila in the future. So next, tungod kay na may daghan jobs nga naay similar nga task and key SA or knowledge, skills, and abilities requirements. So, ginagroup ni sila para mas sayon ang planning. So, ang tawag na ng group is job families. So, ang job families is the groups of jobs that have task and key SA requirements that are quite similar. So, useful ni ang job families kay kung ma-train ka sa isa ka trabaho, mahimo pud kang prepared sa other related jobs in the job family. So, mas flexible ka, mas valuable ka even if for example, if ever mawala ang usa ka position. So, and then job families also pud makatabang siya sa career planning. Kay through job family makita nimong imong possible nga career paths with kanang similar roles bitaw, and also helps you para ma-identify ang kanang replacements for job openings or kanang mga bakante nga positions. So kanang for example sa hospital, di ba, na may daghang nurses, na ay nurse sa kanang ER, nurse sa kanang pediatric nurse, na ICU nurse. So bisan paglain-lain ang kanang ilahang task, nagyapon sila common skills which is to take care of their patients and kanang pag-monitor sa health, and also sila tanan kay registered nurses. So maong gina-group ni sila into nursing job family para mas sayon ang planning. And then next is the job analysis process. So the job analysis process involves 3 steps. First is the determining information needs. Next is the determining methods for obtaining information, and then determining who will collect information. So again, the first step in job analysis is to determine the organization's information needs. So importante ni siya kay kani nga information mao ni siya ang basihan sa kanang kato hiring, training, evaluating, compensation, and also kanang ang klase sa information or the type of information nga kuhaon is magdepende siya sa time, purpose, time, and budget. So also dapat pud nga clear gyud ang kanang key essays or knowledge, skills, and abilities nga gikinahanglan sa job. So the information may include work activities, muna siya ang kanang mga tasks and mga buluhaton sa job, and then tools and equipment, job context, so muna siya ang kanang physical conditions or environment sa job, and then requirements, so that includes education, training, experience, physical traits, and incentives related to the job. So kanang for example sa position nga cashier, so sa job nga cashier, ang iyang work activities is to handle payments, di ba? And then sa tools and equipment, it involves katong cash register or kanang computer register. And then sa job context niya it is very busy gid kay daghan man gid na tao. And then requirements, so sa yung requirements is that dapat kanang kabalo sa basic math and also has customer service skills. So next is that after nga mahibal-an kung unsa nga mga information ang gikinahanglan, so the next step na then is to decide how the information will be collected. So this can be done through observation, interviews, and also kanang survey questionnaires. And then the last step is to determine who will collect the information. Kinsang magkolekta, kinsang magkuha sa information. So usually ang job analyst siya ang mag-identify or mag-observe, magkuha sa kanang information. But to make sure na ang information kay correct and accurate is makig-talk sila sa subject matter experts or SMEs. So mao ni silang mga tao nga knowledgeable gid o kanang kabalo gid sila sa job. So kaning mga SMEs, they include kanang mga employees mismo, supervisors, and ang ila pong kanang managers. So it is best to ask kanang multiple SMEs para ang result kay mas kumpleto and accurate. So now we're on the job analysis techniques. So the first job analysis technique is the narrative job analysis. So this is the most common approach to job analysis. So dani nga method is mo ni siya ang kanang pinaka-simple nga way sa analyze sa job. So in this method, ang SMEs or subject matter experts and also kuan pod kanang job analysis is magsulat sila. They will write a narrative description of the job. Magsulat sila og description of the job in paragraph form or kanang mura siyag essay, pero of course it's not opinion based, it is based on facts. So tungod pod dani is that ang quality sa information is magdepende siya on how well that person writes. So ang downside pod ani niya is that lisod siya i-compare sa lain nga jobs because lahi-lahi baya ang kanang style of writing, di ba? So and also pod ang iyang advantage pod ani nga technique is that sayo na siya buhaton ug dili siya kanang kinahanglan og kanang mga daghang training. And then the next job analysis technique is the Fleischmann job analysis system. So in this method is kanang mura siya very big checklist sa mga skills sa job. So listahan ni siya, daghan ni siya ang mga skills nga nakalista. So dani nga method may balaan nimo kung unsa gid ang mga specific nga skills or abilities nga kinahanglan gid i-perform well sa mga tao. So this system is nakabase siya on a list of 52 abilities which covers cognitive or kanang thinking skills, and then psychomotor or movement skills, and then sensory skills. So kada ability is naa siya scale from 1 to 7, and then it with examples ani siya on showing what each level looks like. So if ang skill is at naka-rate siya og 1, so that means nga that specific skill is dili kayo siya importante for the job. And then if ang skill kay naka-rate siya og 7, that means that it is very important sa job. So para mahimo ni a panel of subject matter expert or SMEs is sila din i-rate din nila to ang kada kung sa ka importante to nga ability and what level is required for the job. So although this technique requires a lot of training tungod kay very complex gid siya, pero ang advantage po niya is that this gives a really clear and detailed image of the competencies nga very essential sa job. Next is the task analysis inventory. So sa task analysis inventory, it is also list gyapon pero naka-focus siya sa mga tasks. Unlike dito sa Fleischmann nga mga checklist siya it is a big checklist of skills. Ang kaning task analysis inventory, it is a checklist of tasks in that specific job. So how this technique works is that una mag-create sa list sa katong mga tasks. So ang mga expert is magbuhat sila og listahan sa mga tasks sa job, and then dayon kanang i-rate dayon to ang kada task based on how long it takes, ang yang frequency, unsa siya ka-importante, unsa siya kalisod, and also how long it takes to learn. So after nga ma-acquire na ang kanang results, so ang results kay magamit siya sa managers to understand or to know kung unsa ang mga skills, knowledge, and abilities na kinahanglan gid sa job, and kung unsa pud ang training nga ilang angay nga i-provide. So ang downside ani nga daning task analysis inventory is that lisod siya i-compare sa lain nga jobs because lahi-lahi man gid ang mga task nga ginabuhat sa kada jobs, right? Muna siya yung downside. And then for example, sa kanang for a nurse, di ba? Ang yang task kay maghatag siya og giving medicine. So that task is very important and also it is done frequently. And then another task na pud kay kanang pag-write sa reports. So that task is important and also it is done less frequently. And then another task kay kanang talking to patients. It is important and it is also done frequently. So next is the functional job analysis. So ang kaning functional job analysis, it is a method of analyzing jobs by just asking three simple questions. So first is, does the job deal with people? And then, does the job deal with information or data? And lastly, does the job deal with things? So like things kanang mga machines, tools. So for example, job kay teacher. So does it deal with people? Yes, it deals with a lot of people, diba? Like students. And then, does it deal with data? Yes, it deals with data, like kanang grades students. And then, does it deal with things? Well, I guess it does deal with things kaya na may kanang, for example, kanang mga laptop and printer sa teachers. So, pero not as much. So, this technique is magamit ni siya bisan unsa pa nga trabaho just by describing the job in terms of the level of involvement with people, data, and things. And also, this technique is very special pod kay it was the first technique to it was the first job analysis technique nga maka-describe of all kinds of job, like tanan klase nga job in a simple way. Next, dayon is the position analysis questionnaire. So, this technique contains 194 items. So, it covers 6 areas that includes information inputs, mental processes, work output, relationships, job context, and other characteristics. So, kani siya nga techniques helps employees, people to compare very different jobs in the same way. Bahala pag very different kay sila. Pero ang yung downside ani niya is that it is very hard to use because it is very complicated, and then it has a lot of big words, so mas need gid nimo og kanang wide vocabulary, and then it is also quite ineffective sa kanang mga managerial jobs. Next dayon is the management position description questionnaire. So this job analysis technique is quite similar. It is very similar sa katong previous one, which is the position analysis questionnaire. Pero kalayan lang niya is that kaning MDPQ is designed gid siya para siya sa managerial jobs. Ang katong PAQ is para siya sa all kinds of jobs. So, ang kaning MDPQ is that it consists 197 items and also includes 13 essential components including supervision, staff services, business control, coordination, public relations, human resource responsibility, autonomy, consulting, financial responsibility, product and service, accountability, and market and financial planning. Ang job analysis, ang information niya that it provides or the results that it provides can help companies understand unsay ginabuhat sa managers and also helps them to decide a fair compensation. And then the last job analysis technique we have is the critical incidence approach. So, ang kaning the critical incidence approach, this method uses real examples when someone did a job really well or really badly. So, this critical incidence through this critical incidents, makita sa company kung unsa nga mga behaviors ang effective o kung unsa nga mga behaviors ang ineffective. So for example, if ang sales lady kay always siya mag-smile and then she always greets customers nicely. So that behavior is an effective incident. If ang sales lady kay nagmugot siya, wala siya nagtagad, wala siya nag-greet sa mga customers, so that is an ineffective incident. So usually kani siyang approach is ginagamit ni siya sa performance appraisal or pag-evaluate sa performance. So all in all, dili tanan companies kay gagamit sa kaning mga ready-made nga job analysis techniques. Usually, some of them is mag-create gid sila og ilahang own nga way sa pag-analyze sa jobs, because especially sa kanang mga managerial jobs, wala may kanang standard gid nga tool nga ginagamit. So, and then in the end po, bisan unsa pa nga job analysis technique ilang gamiton is that magkinahanglan gid gyapon ang company sa they will need gid narrative description of a job. So that's why it is very important to differentiate, to know the difference between job description and job specification, which will be discussed. That's it. Thank you.
Job specifications. So, what is job specification? So, ang job specification is a detailed description about unsa nga klase nga tao ang pinaka-best suited para sa usa ka job. Naka-indicate diri ang qualifications, knowledge, skills, abilities ug other characteristics nga kinahanglan sa applicant para ma-perform niya ang trabaho effectively and efficiently. In short, ang job specification is nag-focus siya sa individual nga mo-perform sa job ug unsay requirements nga dapat naa sa iyaha. Difference between job description and job specifications. So, ang job description describes the job itself, like its duties, responsibilities, and tasks, while job specification is describe the person needed for the job, like its skills, qualifications, and personal traits. So, components of job specification. First is educational background, level of education or degree required. So, for example, sa Johnson and Johnson Corporation, ang job title nga ilang gipangita kay accounts payable and payroll accountant. So sila is nag-require sila nga ang applicant kay dapat graduate siya sa BS degree in accounting or finance or any related course nga align sa trabaho. Kani nga requirement is para ma-ensure sa company nga ang applicant kay naay sakto nga educational background para sa position. So second is experience, previous work or training needed. So, for example, sa Johnson and Johnson company is nag-require po sila nga para ani nga job, ang applicant is dapat na ay 2+ years of years nga experience sa accounting or finance. Pinaagi anis makabalo ang employer kung unsay previous exposure sa applicant o unsa pa ang training nga kinahanglan niya para ma-enhance pang iyang learning para sa trabaho. Third is knowledge, understanding of information needed for the job. So, for example, ang company is nangita siya applicant nga ay knowledge about integrated accounts payable and ledger systems o working knowledge sa Hyperion software PACT o uban pang tools. So kani nga knowledge is requirement kay para ma-sure sila nga ang employee is kasabot siya sa mga information o mga systems nga gamiton para sa job. So fourth is skills. Physical or mental abilities required to perform task. So ang companies nag-require pod og mga skills nga kinahanglan sa trabaho. For example, dapat ang applicant is good in communication skills kay ang trabaho is nagkinahanglan nga ma-explain nimo clearly ang financial data sa imong colleagues o sa lain-laing departments. So ang skills pwede siya mental or physical abilities depende sa nature sa job. So fifth is abilities, traits or capacities that make performance possible. So, for example, ang companies nangita siya applicant nga able to work independently at an off-site location. So, buot pasabot ani nga dapat ikaw sa an applicant is kabalo ka mo prioritize sa imong task and kabalo ka mo manage sa imong time, mo stay sa focus sa imong trabaho ug makatrabaho ka bisag gamay ra ang supervision. So importante ning ability kay makatabang ni sa employer pag-assess kung kaya ba nimo i-handle ang challenges sa job. Lastly is other characteristics, personality, interest, or motivation. So, kani nga characteristics is makatabang ni siya sa employer nga na makita kung fit ba ka or suitable ba ka para dani sa job and para sa culture sa company. And apil ani is imong personality, interest, ug motivation. And importante ni siya especially kung mag-work ka with a team para mahibal-an kung maayo ba imong attitude o imong adaptability. So, mao ni siya ang example sa job description and job specification. Importance of job specification. First is helps in recruitment and selection by identifying suitable candidates. So, importante ang job specification because it guides the HR in choosing applicants nga mo meet sa exact requirements sa job. And tungod pud ani is ang hiring process is mahimong accurate ug mas paspas ug mas fair ang pagpili sa applicants. Second is serves as a guide for training and development programs. So, ang job specification is makatabang ni siya as a guide kay makita diri unsa na ang skills nga naa sa hired employees and unsa pa ang kulang nila. Pinaagi ani is ang employer is makabalo siya kung unsa nga training ang kinahanglan niya i-provide para ma-enhance or ma-develop pa ang learning sa employee about sa job. So, third is assist in performance evaluation by comparing employee skills with job requirements. So mura ni siya og kanang checking or comparing ni sa skills sa employee kung match ba sila sa job requirements and makatabang ni sa employer para makita kung unsay maayo, unsay kinahanglan i-improve o kung fit ba gyud ang employee para sa position. Fourth is supports legal compliance, ensures fairness and consistency in hiring decisions. So dani is ang job specification is kanang para ma-ensure nga ang hiring process is naka-base siya sa qualifications and requirements and dili sa personal bias and mao nga mas fair, consistent ug makatabang pud ni to avoid discrimination during hiring. So lastly is builds a strong foundation for organizational success. So kung sakto nga tao ang ma-hire, ang organization is mahimong mas productive, mas efficient ug mas successful. Mao nga importante ang job specification is para masiguro nga the right person fits the right job.